Now, South Africans are expressing their shock and disbelief after a man was allegedly caught raping his own daughter. The 5-year-old's mother, who was sleeping in the same bed, woke up to the sight and tried to stop the drunk man. She was beaten for trying to protect her daughter. eNCA reporter Dasen Thathiah is following these developments of this very disturbing story. Let's cross over to him now for the latest update. Good afternoon, Dasen. Welcome to today. Can you tell us more about how this actually happened? What happened here?
Oh, Braden, the details don't get any easier to process the more we find out about this case. It's disturbing on so many levels, but the accounts that we've received from everyone we've been talking to, from the first responders, from police, as well as some of the neighbors in that area, is that this man allegedly returned home drunk on Sunday. And it was then that he had gotten into a bed where this mother and her children, there were 2 children in the bed, a boy and a girl, were sleeping. And that's where the alleged rape took place. There was that altercation that then broke out between the mother and the father. We're told that the mother was also assaulted during that time. And it was after that that the man had left and the mother was trying to get assistance. So what she then did was she contacted a teacher of the child, the victim in this case. She contacted that teacher and said to her this is what had happened and that she needed assistance. The teacher then got in touch with a security company in the area. We did speak to one of the first responders in this case, Vinod Singh. He's with Reaction Unit SA. Let's listen to what he had to tell us about what they found on that day.
Shortly after 10 p.m. on Sunday night, Reaction Unit South Africa received a call from a female identifying herself as an educator. She informed the controller on duty that she received a call from her pupil's mother stating that her husband had raped the child. The caller could not provide a location, an exact location of where the incident occurred, so the controller on duty obtained the mother's number and contacted her directly. Once a location was identified, reaction officers and paramedics were dispatched to the scene where they made contact with the child and the mother. The child was examined by paramedics and the mother was interviewed by reaction officers. She stated that she was asleep in the house with her 5-year-old daughter and twin son in bed, and she woke up to find her husband, who was under the influence of alcohol, raping the child. She then intervened when an altercation followed between the couple. He assaulted her before he fled the scene in an unknown direction.
Dasen, do you have any idea how the little girl, the 5-year-old, and her mother are doing at this stage?
That's what we've been trying to establish. So when we visited the area and we spoke to some of the neighbors, they'd also confirmed to us that the mother and the child had not been seen there for the past few days. So as we understand it, they'd moved out and they'd gone to a place of safety. They are living some distance away from the house where this took place. We also then tried to speak to the Social Development Department about what intervention, if any, there's been and if the child has been assisted. So I just got a response a short while ago from the provincial department, and they say that a team will be dispatched there to offer counselling to the child and the mother. For now, we know that she is still in the care of her mother. Remember, this is also an investigation that is still ongoing to date. The father has not been arrested. Police say that they needed time to ensure that all of the loose ends were tied up. In the words of the police spokesperson in the province, Brigadier J. Naika, he says that they can't rush into these things because it's such a sensitive matter, and they need to make sure that they have all of the evidence that they need. For example, the medical records, they need to have the consultations with the mother, and especially because it is such a young child, they also need to ensure that this is handled in the appropriate way. I spoke to the police earlier today. Let's listen to what Brigadier J. Naika had to tell us about this.
Yesterday, and like I say, it's a very sensitive matter. We don't want to rush this, investigation just for it to be thrown out of court just because we are excited and under pressure from certain individuals. We did, as I say, the docket was opened yesterday. We did meet with the NPA this morning, and that consultation has been arranged for tomorrow. where all the necessary role players will be at that consultation, and a decision will be taken from the meeting from tomorrow. The child is with the mother. The investigating officer has been in touch with him. They've moved out of their home where the incident took place, and at this stage we cannot disclose their location.
And Dasen, as we conclude, just two questions in one. Any idea where the father who allegedly committed this crime may be at this stage? You said they have not yet arrested. The police are saying they want to handle this very sensitively and get all their dikes in a row. And then secondly, the local community sentiment. I mean, have you been able to gauge their reaction to this? They must be outraged.
I did, and you know, when we spoke to some of the neighbors there, interestingly, the father had returned to that particular area where the incident took place, and he'd been seen there today. In fact, when we spoke to some people, they said that that he had been seen there about 30 minutes prior to us getting there. So police are also saying that they do know his whereabouts, and it's after these processes are concluded, that's when they'll make a decision on whether to arrest him. The community there is in disbelief, so they say that they've also been hearing various stories. I don't know if this may have come from the alleged perpetrator in this case, saying that the woman is trying to frame him. That's the mother. So they're saying that they find themselves shocked, disgusted, confused. They're not sure what to feel at this point, and they are watching this very closely to see what it is that happens next.